Welcome back to the BHS Student News. Today we're running a little segment called Grinds My Gears. I'm here with James Gorder, and today we're going to talk about stuff that really just grinds the consumer's gears, if you know what I mean. James?
Well, you know what? Here's the first thing I'm going to talk about, and it's going to be the YouTube ads. They grind my gears. I tell you what. Like, I'm trying to play an obnoxious song to scare my friends. I don't need to hear about the brand new Ford Bronco right now. Like, I'm trying to scare the crap out of my friends. What is this?
Right, exactly. And I'm sitting there, right? I'm watching this video about how to save somebody for a stroke, right? We're in Walmart. All of a sudden, ad for Claritin comes up. I'm like, I'm in Walmart. 1, 2, Claritin's right down the aisle from me, and this guy's having a stroke. I'm just trying to watch my video.
Yes, and why would they put two of them back to back? Like, that is silly. What is the point of this?
And they're in the weirdest, order ever. Like, first you'll be listening to this ad about Chromebooks, and then it'll be like something about Ford or Claritin B, and it's like these two things do not correlate whatsoever. Okay, Chromebooks, they're not that good computers. I mean, they're just not, and you can't just sit there and make an ad about it and then just be like, hey, by the way, there's this new Chromebook, but hey, you want good your nasals uncongested? Claritin B all the way. And it's like, come on, bro. Oh, and then Christian Mingle.
Yes.
Come on. Okay, I think they could work on a slogan thing. Christian Mingle really grinds my gears for this reason, because it literally, their slogan is in the name. Christian Mingle. If you're Christian and ready to mingle, Christian Mingle. Like, what is so hard to think about that? Tinder. Okay, I don't even start on Tinder. Okay, Tinder really grinds my gears because their ads are terrible. Okay, their ads on YouTube are absolutely horrible, and they had this thing, right, where you could win $10,000 for being good at Tinder. How are you good at Tinder, right?
I know, that's so easy to cheat too. Like, I'm not a very good looking guy, but if I were to post a picture of someone with a six-pack on my Tinder profile, I tell you what, I'd get swipes left and right. Well, I suppose not left and right because of the whole Tinder thing, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And as a consumer, another thing that really grinds my gears is just having a bad website. Like, sometimes you'll accidentally click on some of the websites on these ads trying to skip the ad. They put the website link right above the skip ad button. So then you're running your finger, you're running your mouse over, you click it, and then you go to this website that you didn't want to be on, and then you get viruses and stuff from that crap. And it really just sucks.
You know what else grinds my gears? Mobile ads on games. I tell you what, I was trying to play Hill Climb. I haven't played Hill Climb in a bit. And I was extremely disappointed at the fact that I got an ad about Claritin B or Humira while I was trying to climb hills. Like, what is this?
Exactly. I'm sitting there just trying to play my game, right? All of a sudden, they think I need my nasal uncongested. It's like, you can't see or hear me right now. I'm playing Hill Climb. Come on, leave me alone. And it's like my nose feels fine. Okay, I get it. It's spring, and that's the time of day. But you know what? I don't have allergies. Okay, I don't. I never have. I don't need Claritin B. I don't need Humira, and I especially do not need to sit there and listen to these long, subtext paragraphs that these guys have to talk about really fast. I'm not 80 years old, and some of these ads target 80-year-old people, and that just really grinds the guy's gears, because it's like, why do I need Humira? Right. Or why do I need to be eating Activia yogurt? Okay. My cholesterol is fine. Okay. I am not worried about my cholesterol right now. I'm not having any heart problems. I get it, but I'm not 60 years old.
Yeah. Why are they putting these ads in Family Guy? No one who is of terrible health is watching Family Guy.
Right, exactly. 60-year-olds aren't watching Family Guy, right? 60-year-old isn't going to be on Adult Swim at 11 o'clock at night and just watching Family Guy. And all of a sudden, just if you or a loved one has suffered from meningitis B, you may be entitled to compensation. And it's like, what compensation? Meningitis B isn't even a thing, okay? And why are we getting compensated for it? It's not our fault. It's a disease, okay? You can't just escape that. The newest thing is going to be the COVID vaccine. There's going to be all these lawyers, these fake lawyers, right? You call this toll-free number now if you or a loved one has suffered extra appendages because of the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, let me tell you something. I don't think that that's a realistic possibility. I don't think somebody's just going to grow another leg and then need financial compensation. If they're getting the COVID vaccine, they obviously don't need financial compensation.
I don't Well, with COVID vaccine, that's like the most probably studied thing in a long, long time, considering it shut the whole world down for approximately a year. Like, it's like everything else is going to be researched, but this is probably the most researched scientific study ever.
Yeah. You know what's really grinding my gears lately? Government. Okay. Let me tell you. The government, it's really taking a poo in the bed right now. Like it's it's really just not all there. It's not put together. And the thing about it is that this COVID vaccine, right? Half the world doesn't even believe in it. And then there's half the world that does. So like who do we believe? Especially because like it's new. It's a new thing. And it was definitely I guess I don't really know how to explain it, but the government right now is just a mess. Why is the government letting Activia commercials be on stuff? Like, if I need to figure out, right, how to give CPR, I go onto YouTube. I don't need to be looking at a YoPlay commercial for 5 minutes that I can't skip. Okay, especially because there's probably somebody that needs CPR and I don't know how to do it. And that's what YouTube can be used for. I definitely think that YouTube should not have ads on important videos like that because it makes no sense.
Yeah, I tell you what. And going back to the government thing, like why are a bunch of old people who are going to die by the time that policy is over? Like why are they implementing policies? Let's get some young people in there.
Yeah,
Come on.
we need some people that are, young enough to the point where they're not going to die in the next 4 years, but old enough to the point where they know what they're talking about. And, that really just grinds the guy's gears when you have a ton of these 80-year-old, like Prince Philip, right? He died today. And, 1921 to 2021, 100 years old, right? That's a way to live. But he didn't have any power at 100 years old. He didn't even really have all that much power at 80 years old because he's Prince Philip. So why do we have 80-year-olds making rules for us, right? Like, what sense does that make? Another thing that really grinds a guy's gears is, not knowing what you're talking about, not being knowledgeable.
Oh yes,
Okay,
that's a big one.
That's a big. There's got to be a lot of people out there that agree with it. But if you don't know what you're talking about, just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, just shut up. Come on.
Just stop trying to talk about something like you know what you're talking about, because it makes no sense to anybody. It shouldn't make any sense to you because if you don't know what you're talking about, like you have no clue what you're doing, what you're saying, and it makes no sense. And that's what that's another thing. The government, a lot of those guys have no clue what they're doing.
Right. Like if I'm trying to if I were to go into the business of martial arts and start like a jiu-jitsu gym, I would suck. You should not go to me. Like, why is that? Why is there not like something like make them do a paper or something? Like make them write an essay before they make a law.
Right.
Like, come on there, chief.
Yeah. Lawyers, especially, there are some really bad lawyers out there that you'd never know they were bad lawyers because they're like, oh yeah, they're a lawyer. They had to, but they didn't. They didn't have to go to a good school to get this law degree, right? Some of these guys are bad, like bad lawyers, and then you have all these people that end up going to jail when they should have gotten off, and it's rough. But what do you do? All right, that was this week's segment of Grind My Gears. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you much, and we'll see you next week.